Voy a decir algo en la cámara. We are about to start our open mic. Timmy! Yes. We're about to start our open mic.
Is that what you're saying? Hey, you better talk to your daughter. She has an agenda for me. Yes.
They're on you.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You like it?
Welcome back to our very
Would
cozy
you
room.
move your partner?
Yes,
Thanks, Mom.
Mama! Ben?
Oh.
That's your
Ben? Yes, Ben. Excuse me.
Hablas español?
Here is our lunch host.
I'm gonna make a judgment. I speak Canadian.
Was ours too.
So for dinner, she's slow cooking some food. So.
Oh, we're so lucky. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. So the schedule, the way that I put it together. Now I've had to strum in the north to kind of see how to prepare the schedule. So I like seeing how we naturally move and socialize and spend time together. And so I made pockets of hours so that we would have that space. So this is going to be about an hour, but if we end early, like if you all get shy, that's okay. If we are having a good time and go a little over, that's also okay. So we're going to have our open mic next. And I'd like to invite the person who checked you all in to perform.
Rock the house.
Come on through.
Not too hard.
Oh, thank you.
Do you need a slip?
No, I'm fine.
You memorized it?
Is that what it's supposed to
Yeah.
Melody, so.
We can't see.
Hi.
There you go.
Hi.
Yeah, that's better.
Hi, so I'll play, I'm Sayara.
Hi.
I'll play Fix You by Chord. I got a chance to practice it in these last open mic, and this is one of the most challenging pieces that I learned, but let's see, I might mess up. If I do, just clap.
Yeah. Dramatic pause.
Okay.
Alright, stage is open.
The
Who would like to
recording
go
wasn't on.
next?
Could you do that again?
Who would like to go next? Stage is open.
I could try.
Do it.
Music, right?
Go ahead.
Do it.
Wait, nope.
Just do it.
Just do it.
We can do it. Buzz, you ready?
Yeah, we can do.
Okay, what's,
We're doing Under the Boardwalk.
how are we going up there?
Yeah, I think so.
How do we get there?
Part of the experience, is it not?
Here we come.
Alright, you got it.
We practice really hard. You need to stay.
For hours and hours.
Would you
Yes,
like to
thank you.
stand?
Yes, thank you.
Oh,
You need more than one?
No, I think we're good.
You're getting in this. Yeah,
I thought it was just Damien.
We need,
Yeah,
we need,
yeah, you're
it would actually be better to have three parts.
Oh, what's the share here for?
um,
Do
Am I the only one?
you need to sit? You don't
no,
need to sit.
no,
Okay, all
I
right.
don't need to sit.
All right, front and center, front and center.
I'm not playing.
No, you're not playing, it's the same.
No, this is just the warm up. Because I actually don't have the tabs written down, so I did by ear, but I can't.
You have nothing. Okay, good.
I'll just read this one so you guys can.
All right.
Okay.
Well, introduce us.
Oh.
Who are we?
Alexa says it's the Fuzzettes. but-
It's Buzz.
And the
And the
buzzer.
Fuzzettes.
If you were an open mic on Thursday, I already warned you that this will be my third time now, so it's a runaway buzz, so. Okay,
We'll follow you.
lead us
Sorry.
in, okay.
1, 2, 3, go. When the sun beats down and
On the roof.
Oh, sorry.
and your shoes get so high, you wish your daddy were fireproof.
Oh, sorry.
I'm a boardwalk down by the sea.
We got it now, we got it now. Yeah.
On a blanket with my baby is where I'll be.
ice has been broken.
Yeah.
Now.
Somebody has to do tables are in your bag.
We're gonna get Buzz to sing one of these days, though.
What's that?
We're gonna get you to sing one
Oh,
of these days, though.
it'll come.
It
And then
will
you'll be
come.
sorry you asked for it.
No, we're gonna, I usually force people, but I don't, yeah, I like to get away with it.
Thanks for letting me off easy.
Oh no, it's too short.
There's a black one behind you if you want
Yeah,
that.
I'll bring that black one in the back so that everyone can use.
Oh, yeah, you can use this one.
Oh yeah, the black ones.
This one will be available for everyone. Come out here.
We also have the book here, if anybody else wants to be spontaneous.
Oh yeah, if you wanna browse this book.
Go to pass the book around
You
and
wanna check it out?
you can just plain and choose from it here.
We have one picture.
Do you have a PDF of this?
Whoa.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, oh, it's
So that's what you're thinking.
Yeah. We'll get everybody in Vancouver onto the mic, so you don't have to carry around all these books.
So we're working with my ukulele teacher on this arrangement. It's challenging, but we'll see how it goes. Alright. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and run to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and run to see all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly. Blackbird fly into the light of a dark black night. Blackbird fly. Blackbird fly. Into the light of a dark black night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to arise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise.
Not a chorus in that one. That's not a three-chord song.
The people watching on the live stream said, everyone is so well behaved.
if I mess up, trust me that I'm really good at this now when you're not here.
Oh, sure.
You're just doing it.
Yeah.
Oh baby, baby, how was I supposed to know that something wasn't right here? Oh baby, baby, I shouldn't have let you go. Now you're out of sight, yeah. Show me how you want it to be. Tell me, baby, 'cause I need to know. Oh, because my loneliness is killing me. I must confess, I still believe when you're not with me, I lose my mind. Give me a sign, hit me, baby, one more time. Oh, baby, baby, the reason I breathe is you. Boy, you got me blinded. Oh, pretty baby, there's nothing that I wouldn't do. It's not the way I planned it. Show me how you want it to be. Tell me, baby, 'cause I need to know. Oh, because my loneliness is killing me. And I must confess, I still believe. When you're not with me, I lose my mind. Give me a sign. Hit me, baby, one more time. Oh, baby, baby, how was I supposed to know? Oh, pretty baby, I shouldn't have let you go. I must confess that my loneliness is killing me now. Don't you know I still believe that you will be here? So give me a sign. Hit me, baby, one more time. My loneliness is killing me. I must confess, I still believe. When you're not with me, I lose my mind. Give me a sign. Hit me, baby, one more time. I must confess that my loneliness sorry, is killing me now, now. Don't you know I still believe that you will be... Sorry. I'm doing okay, right? I don't know. You can sing with me if you want. Okay. Let's do this. I must confess that my loneliness is killing me now. Don't you know I still believe that you will be here? So give me a sign. Hit me, baby, one more time. Yeah.
Nice job, Shelly. You got comments saying, "Slay it, Shelly."
I don't have the end, but it's okay.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm gonna-
This is
Great job. That is except I can't get over.
not an excuse. Not an excuse, Madeline.
So, since this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me, and I've already decided to break out of my comfort zone, I might as well
Pretty good.
not end there, except I do need,
You can do that, stand right there.
yes, a little high, but,
Just push it down.
I want to sit down.
Push it down. Push it down.
Just push.
Down from the top. Yeah. There you go.
Ta-da.
It's a workout too.
And then I'm a little stronger than I thought I was. Okay, here we go. So, you guys sing with me, okay? Okay. The voice is still the issue, and I think most of you will know this song. It's a Beatles song. I did it on Instagram maybe 9 months ago, and I thought, well, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do something that I think I can do. Anyway, it's 8 days a week. And
Great
it's
song.
easy, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can play too if you want. The chords are easy. Most of it is C, D7, F, and C. And they just repeat itself after that. Just a few parts are different, but that's most of it. Okay?
love you all the time. Hold me, love me, hold me, love me. Ain't got nothing but love, babe. 8 days a week, 8 days a week. I love you. 8 days a week is not enough to show I care. Ooh, I need your love, babe. Yes, you know it's true. Oh, you need my love, babe, just like I need you. Hold me, love me, hold me, love me. Ain't got nothing but love, babe. 8 days a week, 8 days a week. I love you. 8 days a week is not enough to show I can love you every day, girl. Always on my mind. One thing I can say, girl, love you all the time. Hold me, love me, hold me, love me. Ain't got nothing but love, babe. 8 days a week, 8 days a week.
Thank you. Thank you for singing, you helped me so much.
Was this your first solo performance at open mic?
No, not at all.
No?
I seem very comfortable up there.
Very good, very good.
All right, up next we have Linda.
Go, Linda.
Go,
Here's a song that's coming. Yeah. Pass it on.
I've played in front of people before, but not everybody else who knows how to play, so this is intimidating.
Probably not this close.
Not this close, yes. I'm gonna play a little Folsom Prison Blues. You know it? Sing along. I always gotta remember the strum pattern after this too. I've got a train coming, it's rolling rampant. I see the sun shines inside. I don't know when I'm stuck in Folsom Prison. Town is dragging on.
Maybe my turn now?
It's get me.
All right, let me grab the What's he gonna do?
What's he gonna
So I was thinking about just, I was like looking through my little songs I brought, and just how when we're young, it's so easy to make friends. Like little kids will just walk up to another stranger child and immediately just accept each other. There's no jadedness, no bias. Everyone is just accepting. And how difficult that is as adults to do sometimes. But here it's been easy, and I was, pretty anxious about coming and meeting people, and everyone has just been so kind. I'm gonna get a little emotional, but and this song, it's called "We Are Gonna Be Friends" by the White Stripes. If you know it, sing along. And again, it's a challenging finger picking, singing kind of song. So I'm gonna attempt some things, and if you can help me out, that'd be great. So we are gonna be friends. Fall is here, hear the yell, back to school, ring the bell, brand new shoes, walking blues, climb the fence, books and pens, I can tell that we are gonna be friends. I can tell that we are gonna be friends. Walk with me, Susie Lee, through the park and by the tree. We will rest upon the ground, look at all the bugs we found, safely walk to school without a sound. Again, safely walk to school without a sound. Here we are, no one else, we walk to school all by ourselves. There's dirt on our uniforms, chasing all the ants and worms. We clean up and now it's time to learn. We clean up and now it's time to learn. Numbers, letters, learn to spell, nouns and books and show and tell. Playtime we will throw the ball, back to school and through the hall. Teacher marks our hide against the wall. Teacher marks our hide against the wall. We don't notice any time pass. We don't notice anything. We sit side by side in every class. Teacher thinks that I sound funny, but she likes the way you sing. At night I'll dream in my bed. Silly thoughts go through my head about the books and alphabets. And when I wake tomorrow, I'll bet you and I will walk together again. Yes, I can tell that we are gonna be friends. Yes, I can tell that we are gonna be friends.
That makes military eyes too.
We are actually gonna be friends!
All right. Good job.
No, because of the back light.
Hello. Like most things this weekend for me, this is kind of last minute, so. And I'm not usually much of a singer, but we're gonna try here. This is Bad Bad Leroy Brown.
Nice.
Okay. Well, the south side of Chicago is the baddest part of town. And if you go down there, you better just beware of a man named Leroy Brown. Now, Leroy, more than trouble. He stood about 6'4". All the downtown ladies call him Treat the Lover. The men just call him Sir. Now, he's bad, he's Leroy Brown. Baddest man in the whole damn town. Badder than old King Kong. Meaner than a junkyard dog. Now, Leroy, he's a gambler. And he likes his fancy clothes. And he likes to wave those diamond rings on he's Leroy Brown. Baddest man in the whole damn town. Badder than old King Kong. Meaner than a junkyard dog. Well, Friday, about a week ago, Leroy shooting and dies. And at the edge of the bus, a girl named Doris said, oh, that girl looked nice. Well, he cast his eyes upon her, and the trouble soon began. And Leroy Brown feeling less about messing with the wife of a jealous man. And well, the two men took a fight, and when they pulled him from the floor, Leroy looked like a jigsaw puzzle with a couple of pieces gone. Now he's bad, he's Leroy Brown. Baddest man in the whole damn town. Badder than old King Kong. Meaner than a junkyard dog. Yes, he's badder than old King Kong. And meaner than a junkyard dog.
Let's give it up for the first row. You've all performed.
Go first row.
Okay, back row.
All right. Hey, wait, I'm not here. I'm up here.
Thank you.
Wow. Side row. Side row.
Oh, yeah, side row. What's going on over there?
I'm enjoying these.
Friendship, children.
Each row has one of these because when we call for vocal support, many of these songs are in this book. So just calling that out.
You're like me, you got like three-quarters of the way through.
You've Got a Friend by Carol King.
Probably in here.
Sing along.
That's a hard chorus.
All right, let's see if I remember. When you're down and trouble, and you need a helping hand, and nothing, no, nothing is going right. Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest time. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there. You got a friend. If the sky above you should turn dark and full of clouds, and that old north wind should begin to blow, keep your head together and call my name out loud. Soon I'll be knocking up on your door. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all I got to do is call, and I'll be there. Yeah, hey, ain't it good to know you got a friend when people can be so cold? They'll hurt you and desert you, or they'll take your soul if you let them. Oh yeah, but don't you let them. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. You got a friend. You got a friend. You
There's a theme going here.
Tell me, okay.
There's a friend theme.
I'm just going to, like,
Okay.
I'm just gonna try not to kill anybody.
Yeah.
That's usually a goal of my life, is try not to
Guard yourself.
hurt,
Do you
yeah.
want the chair? Or you
No. So this will be a challenge for me, because it's a really long song. It's more than 3 chords. And it might get really bored, but this is a song that everybody should know.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, it just, to me, when I heard it, it really spoke to my heart, because I've told people, when I started playing ukulele, I didn't go to play ukulele to learn how to play music. I actually got bullied into playing ukulele, because my girlfriend wanted some to go with her to these youth jams. I'm like, I don't want to go, I don't want to do, anyway. So I would just go to youth jams, so that I could sit in the back and just, you know, heckle and eat snacks and tell jokes, and I would totally never practice. Never practice, years. Seriously. So when this song came out, I thought, oh my God, this is like for me. Now I have to find out what the song is, because I wasn't prepared. But it seems like it's a challenging song, because it has more than 3 chords. But I will tell you, it's actually a little bit easier than you think. So hold on a second. Ah.
What song?
Yeah, what's the song?
You will find it.
Be patient.
I can't find it on my iPad. Sorry, I'm totally not prepared. Okay. It's by Amanda Palmer. So you guys know it, right? Okay. It's called Ukulele Anthem. Sid Vicious played a 4-string Fender bass guitar and couldn't sing, and everybody hated him except for the ones who loved him. Ukulele has 4 strings and he said did not play ukulele. He did smack and probably killed his girlfriend Nancy Sponge. And if only Sid had had a ukulele,
Imagine there's no music. Imagine there's no songs. Imagine that John Lennon wasn't shot in front of his apartment. Now imagine if John Lennon had composed Imagine for the ukulele. Maybe people would have truly got the message. You may think my approach is simple-minded and naive. Like if you want to change the world, then why not quit and feed the hungry? But people for millennia have needed music to survive. That's why I promised John that I will not feel guilty. So play your favorite Beatles songs and make the subway fall in love. They're only $19.95. That's not a lot of money. Play until the sun comes up and play until your fingers suffer. Play LCD sound systems on your ukulele. Quit the bitching on your blog and start pretending art is hard. So limit yourself to 3 chords and do not practice daily. You'll minimize some stranger sadness with a piece of wood and plastic. Oh my god, it's so fantastic! Playing ukulele. Eat your homework with a fork and do your Fruit Loops in the dark. And bring your edges set to work. Your blasting jack. Uh-oh.
Yep.
Your hero lights, your mic on X, your mom and dad, your disco stick, your soundtrack to Karate Kids, your Kinsey Knives, your rosary, your new Rebecca Black CD, your favorite room, your Bowie night, your stuffed giraffe, your new glass eye, your sousaphone, your breakfast tea, your knit drink tapes, your giving tree, your ice cream truck, your missing life, your will to live, your urge to cry. Remember, we're all gonna die. So play your ukulele. Thank you for humoring me.
Humoring us.
Does anybody want to follow that with ukulele lady? But it's in the book.
That was such a fun
I think I'll go
open
back
mic.
behind.
Give all the performers. Fortunately or unfortunately for you, I don't know. It has only recorded my at live stream. So you are getting comments if you would like to see what people are saying. They're so excited about your performance. It'll be available on the replay. We're gonna have a almost 17-minute break, and then we'll have Donna's workshop. The tables and chairs are still set up outside and back, so if you want some time outside, or if you want to practice, because you might want to play during the jam session, we'll have some more slots available for anyone who would like to perform. Alright, see you in about
So what happened there was that my iPad was sick, and there were 3 minutes instead of 6 minutes. So my screen kept scrolling, and I didn't check it before I turned it. That's seriously why I don't like.
Hey, you guys, I just want to say hi to you guys all out there because you always did it for me, like Genevieve and Wendy and all of you who've been to these Strumming Desert. So just saying hi. Love you.
It is huge.
Mind the way? That's what I meant.
You can take the part.
I meant to close this up.
But yeah, this is what you're doing.
Forget that here and like, it just looks so darn good. Let your voice music
Color.
gosh.
I know, I like that.
No, I'm just kidding.
I practiced last night.
No, seriously.
Get the rhythm, don't go too fast, make sure you're breathing.
Now I have to try some of the horchata. I haven't tasted it yet. It's good. Yeah, it's very good. It smells really good. And it's only gonna get better because it's slowly. Yeah. Oh, I wasn't even
No, I don't think so. I think I'm just a prop. I just show up when they need me.
I know, right?
Yeah. Made me serve the food, making horchata, getting me pouring the milk, serve the people.
I'm listening.
Yeah,
How far you been?
they didn't let me play. I didn't even get a ukulele. I'm just a servant. No. Well, kind of. No, I wish. I wasn't. I think somebody here. Because it was him yesterday. But. Can we sound like him?
Yeah. My first presentation. Look at me and they were like, what did she say? Because that's why I like her.
They did take my time.
Oh,
Yeah.
no way.
Yeah. She took a Sharpie and just scratched it out. I don't get a workshop. Onion.
I can surely, I can play it because I don't even
Don't turn on my ears up. It's like she's standing.
That's sweet, thank you.
Well, I have a, because normally this is the next layer.
She's recording.
I
Most
But the leader used to be male.
You know what, you and I didn't want to be the same mind. What you say,
Oh, what's that?
Let's cut it off right there.
Don't leave here thinking I should have. That's what I told myself, don't leave here thinking. I wanted to make this crazy, but I'm smiling, that's what's
it's like we all just sing with you.
And then it goes.
You know,
You don't know.
I just like their passion team.
Learned something new today. Oh yeah. I could do it in small doses, but like too much of it. The thought of it is kind of off-putting.
Yes, I know, it's a little bigger, it's the next size up. I have several concerts, and tenor, and baritone, that's a concert, yeah. I have a tenor, baritone, and a guitar, well, I do that. And then I sort of have like.
No, I think in April for the first time. So just recently. And I was only here for like literally a couple hours just to see it, to see how I did it. And then when I came back to San Diego, that's when Bernadette told me, hey, do you want to come up to Vancouver? I was like, yeah, I was there, but okay. Yeah. First time in Canada. But not your first time to North America. You've been to like, the United States. Los Angeles?
Yeah, well, you look for opportunities, or, and you make them, that's what I do. Right. So, yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, yeah, you know, like, no, I mean, I wish I could afford, like, one thing,
Well, that's a very standard, I know that, I know that song pretty well.
Me too. I know. Because you text me and it's like 2 in the morning. Why are you up right now? He started like to messaging each other recently. In the middle of the day, what time is it there? And I did like math like 3 a.m. Jet lag? Jet lag. You're up at 3 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
14 hours, right? Are you jet lagged?
Where? At his house. Oh my God. And I got to go. So yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, when you're running steps and then you have hard time.
much in your way. Okay.
Alrighty, let's get started with Donna's workshop.
Alright, let's try the
Do you?
I just went and checked in with my mom. And she planned for dinner to be at 5. So we're going to change one thing of the schedule, if you can look at the schedule. So we'll have the artist performances still at 4. Then at 4:30 we will start our jam session for 30 minutes. Then dinner, and then after dinner we'll continue the other half of the jam session. So dinner will be around 5:15 if we leave the break. There's that one change.
Oh, there you go. Cool.
This is the first page.
That's the last page.
Alright, let's put our hands together and sing. We did have an artist that was representing Canada, so here we are with Donna. And you said this is your first time teaching us guitars.
Yeah. No, I'm teaching ukulele specifically.
Okay, so let's do our guitar.
Yeah. So I'm not going to spend too much time introducing myself because I'd like to think at this point you kind of know who I am, okay? But I do want to talk about what we're going to be learning today so we understand what our short-term goals are and what I am hoping to be would be some consideration for you guys of what your long-term goals would be after this 45-minute session with me. Okay? So, I am hoping that for the next 45 minutes or so, we're going to introduce you to the concept and the application of chord voicings. So, the short-term goal specifically is broken down to like, what is a chord voicing in the first place? What do you mean by that when we say chord voicing? And we're going to tackle a bit of chord theory to understand it. But in a practical manner, it's really just about deciding how come when I look at chords of a song, this version has this many chords. And then I look at another version of it, it's on the same key, but it has less chords in it. How does that happen? How come it's the same key, but this one has less chords, this one has more chords, this one has extra stuff that, how does that happen? And I think that's something that's important because for me, I think once you start exploring chord voicings, then you can appreciate that as you flourish in this love story between you and your ukulele, you will realize that sound that's unique to you, and you're going to start making decisions about, you know what, it says C here, but I'm going to decide I'll play a C major 7 instead. Because it sounds better, because I like it. Or maybe at even the most basic level, okay, it says here that I have to play G this way, but you know what, I don't like this G. I prefer playing my G this way. Why? Because my fingers don't stretch that way. Or I just like this sound better than this version of G. And then on another level, we're also hoping to give you certain tips that allow you to access how to play these chords differently
teaching you about movable. That's really what I'm hoping to achieve. Now, it's ambitious, and I'm gonna need you to stay with me.
Yeah, we with you.
I'm gonna need you to stay with me, and you tell me if you're like, this is not making sense. Okay, you have to tell me. Okay, so as we have done over the past few days, we're obviously gonna learn this. We're learning a song. So we're gonna learn silly love songs by the Wings. If you don't know Wings, Beatles broke up. When Paul McCartney, it didn't stop him. I'm like, I'm gonna have another band. And they called it Wings. And one of the songs that they have is called Silly Love Songs. And for those of you who have not heard of it before, that's okay. It's still a pretty song. So I need you to turn over to my worksheets or the music sheets that I have and go with the one that says Silly Love Songs by Wings without chord voicings. Okay? And in this case, we're going to get into chord voicings definition later on. But think of it as when I say without chord voicings, we're playing all the chords the standard, recognizable, common way of playing it. Okay? So, these are the chords. You have your C, yay. So easy. And then you have your E minor 7. You have your F, G, and then E. I'm sorry, E minor. Okay. I don't want to give anyone a heart attack when I say this. Okay. But hopefully we're going to cure that today. So here we go. And in terms of, I really appreciated what Bernadette said about prescribing strumming patterns and picking patterns. I don't subscribe to it because I really do feel like you should be able to strum it and pick it the way you want to. And more importantly, when it comes to playing, that's really what makes the song you. Because you made the decision that I want to play it this way. Okay? Sure, there are rules that you kind of have to follow, but what makes it unique to you is the way that you play it. For me, then the kind of sound that I always I try to strive for, and because of my voice, I like my swing. I like my swing strum. There's nothing complicated about it. It's up, down, then you move. Yeah, that's the swing. Yeah. C, D minor 7. F, mother F, C, E minor 7, then last F. Okay, let's pause that. Everybody is still okay? Okay, so again, this is a vibe, you know? When you're swinging something, there's a difference between just, there's between an
Little dance
There's a
to it.
difference, okay? So you want to and again, if moving will help you, I really recommend it to you. So there's a vibe to it. And as a tip, I know that this is another thing that, not really dangerous per se, but because we always describe patterns as up and down, what happens is you do your motion like this too. Okay? I actually encourage you to make that movement more nuanced by pivoting your wrist. Okay? And relax it. So instead of doing that, you're actually thinking about the efficiency of your movement more in that way. You're gonna be less tired because you're not doing this, from elbow, full arm movement. You're just pivoting your wrist. And it reminds you to be loose about it. Yeah? So let's try that again. C, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pivot. E minor 7. I'm going to start singing, and if you know the song, sing along with me, okay? Silly love songs. chord voicing. So this time, you want us to look at which one?
With chord
The
voicing.
song that says silly love songs, but it says with chord voicings. Okay, here. Hey. It's just at the back. Oh, it's at the back. I'm lying. Okay, so it's should be like this. The one that has to chord. Okay. Now, this version gets exciting, as you guys can see it. So I want to take a pause now and talk about how did you feel playing that song? Good. But what did you notice, let's say, looking at that version of that song, you will notice that for each line, you have an F there that has like 8 beats longer. So you do it C, E minor 7, and then the F repeats twice. Which is great. If you're just like, you want to chill, you want to think about it, that's totally fine. But sometimes you just want to add more interest to it, more drama. Okay? So when you look at the with chord voicings, there are several options. You have voicing 2 and voicing 3. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it this time. Some people want to fill the world with silly love songs. And then instead of doing the usual F, I'm going to... It gives you a more interest to it. And the way that I always see this is when you think about chord voicings, let's get into it. What does it mean to you? Or even without the music theory definition of it, because really there's nothing much to it. When somebody says chord voicing to you, what does that mean? Inflections. I like that. What do you mean by that?
So instead of just being kind of a monotonal or a single tone, you've got some embellishments or.
I like that. It's embellishment. I like it. Let's park that word, but think about it. Embellishment. I like that. What else? What does chord voicing mean to you?
It's a change
There's
of
no wrong answer.
tone or flavor of the
I like
sound.
that. Embellishment, flavor, tone. Very good words. Okay? So there are a lot of ways that you can define what a voicing is. But really, at the root of it, you have to understand a little bit of chord theory. Okay? I don't want to scare you guys, but we're just really trying to understand what we mean in the first place of what a chord is. So this is a chord. A music theory standard. Okay? A chord itself is actually structurally made up of 3 notes. Okay? It's made up of 3 notes. It's made up of the first, the third, and the 5th. So when you're playing a C chord, you're actually not playing just a C note. Because when you pluck it, those are not the same notes. Okay? You're plucking a G, you're plucking a C, you're plucking an E, and because you press this, normally this is an A, but because this is A sharp, B, and then a C, you decided you're playing G, C, E, and then you're doubling the C's. Why? Because in terms of chord theory, that's what a C chord is. A C chord is made up of C, E, and G. So when you now look at the voicing options that I have for you there, this is chord voicing number 2. This is also C. What am I playing? You're actually playing what? If I ask, am I still playing a G, a C, E, G? Yes, but what's the difference? The difference is really the order that you play them now. Instead of playing them in the order of C or G, C, E, C, they're just arranged differently so that when you now play them, it gives you a different sound. Okay? So when I press this, I'm actually playing G, G, C, E. This version, I'm doubling my C, but in this version, I'm doubling G. This is a G, this is another G, and this is another C. This is a C, and this is an E. And because I changed the way or the order that I'm placing them, it's still a C because it's still made up of those 3 notes, but it sounds different. But at the end of it, it's still a C. And then if you go to the voicing 3, that is still a C. So if I bar the 12th fret, this is actually an octave. Okay, that's still a C. Yeah. Okay, so any questions so far? Do we understand like what in that sense, when you really think about chord voicings, you are still dealing with the same notes. The only real difference is you put them in different sequence. And because you put them in different sequence, it has a different sound to it now. It's still kind of at the end of it also the same, but it has different flavor. She likes the stripes, looks like sort of pants, but we're still all C's. So that's what the chord voicing really is for. So when you think about that on a chord theory, because with the chord itself, this is really making up 1/3 of music, which is the harmony. When we were singing I love you earlier, instead of some people saying it, I love you, some people are saying it in different notes, but it's still harmonizing together. And that's what you're doing when you're playing a chord. You're not playing just one note, you're playing 3 notes together, and it just as a standard magical rule, when you play the 1st, the 3rd, and the 5th together, it sounds amazing. That's what it is. Okay? So now, when you're thinking about playing a song, you can make decisions of like, oh, hey, this is a C, but you know what? I want to play it instead of a C. I'm gonna throw another. And these are all decisions that you can make, which make your rendition of the song unique to you because you made that decision. Yeah? So, it's great, Donna. So what does that mean? It means that there are so many ways that you can play the C chord. So you mean to tell me if I want to play the C chord, I have to memorize everything so that I can, you know, I want always all the C and the E and the G so I can like, sure, nobody's gonna stop you from doing that. But there are ways that you can achieve that by what we call movable shapes. Okay? So what is a movable shape? So again, on your worksheet, I want to introduce you to the magic of the C shape chord. So
Sorry.
yeah,
I've been holding back as a
it's gonna look like that.
That's 12.
So it is a little daunting, I know, but so really a movable shape is a shape that you make on the ukulele that you can move, and magically you are able to play up the neck and hit all of the different pitches. Okay? In this case, I know you do your C this way, but really this saddle over, or this grid, this saddle over here is actually acting as a capo. You know, sometimes when the song is either too low for you, you put a capo in it. And what it does is, it's actually acting as this part.
Oh.
And turning, so when I do this, then that means that this no longer becomes a C. This becomes what? Not A, but when I do this, press it, what is that? It's an It's an A sharp. That's what it does. That's the act of the capo. So if you don't have the capo, you can make your index finger act as a capo. Yeah? So I know it's a C, but when you look at your diagram, invisible to that is that there's actually a bar there that's barring it. So when I now want to play a C sharp, I can move this and then bar it. So this is a C sharp. And then if I move it 2nd fret and then bar it again here, this becomes a D. And then it becomes a D sharp. And then it becomes an E. And then it becomes in F sharp. And do we get the idea? Okay, so that's the beauty of like a movable shape because it now gives you an option to play the chords in a different way without having to like memorize the scale and each note in the ukulele. Again, nobody's stopping you from doing that. If you want to do that, good on you. I just can't do it. Okay? But that's the beauty of having this. And because you can do that, again, it gives you an idea on how to play another chord. So I know people struggle all the time with the E. Okay? But using the C-shaped chord, what could be an alternate way of playing an E?
Fourth fret.
Okay. Fourth fret, and then. Okay. So let's talk. I hear some buzzing. Let's talk about barring quite a bit. Okay. I know it's daunting, but really, I'm hoping that after this, like, it won't be as scary because honestly, barring chords is going to be liberating for you guys because it will open up the whole fretboard for you. Okay. The thing about barring chords that I find most people stumble upon is like having the need to place your finger flat like that. You actually want to press it more on the side of your finger than full on flat here. Because if you do it like that, it kind of like it's hard. So when you put it on the side like this, it gives you more mobility for your other fingers. So the first thing to do is don't try to make an effort to flatten it like this. You want to hit it more on the side of your finger. Can we try to do that? Let's just do a bar on the second fret. Yeah? And then bring it up. Then mind the pressure. Sometimes you feel like you really have to press hard. Don't white knuckle it. It doesn't take as hard of a pressure to do it as you think. And then also when you're doing it, think about your thumb. Okay? Where are you placing it? You have to find something that's really working for you. The thumb is there to help you press it down. Yeah? It sounds good already. Yeah? Because again, once you do that, then it will make your other fingers mobile. So don't try to put an effort to like flatten it like that. Like turn it a little bit or pivot it a little bit sideways. Okay? So yeah, that's it really. Like that's just first of the movable chord shape. And then what I like about this chord shape too is that it tackles a lot of the other qualities of chords. So when we talk about chords, they're normally defined in terms of quality and type. The quality of all heard it before, it's a major and a minor. And then you also have the dominant. And again, it all sounds really formal, but at the end of the day, the quality is the sound that you're trying to portray. When you do a C major chord, it makes happy sound. If it's a C minor chord, it sounds sad. At least that's what they like to call it. And then when you are talking about a dominant, like for example, a D7, does it feel like it's ending? It's like there's something that has to happen afterwards that gives you that tension. So the quality of the chord, and again, when you choose or write a song, really depends on what you want to do. Like, you want to use happy chords, so you use your major chords. Or do you want to be darker? No, because I want to be extra. I want to be dramatic about it. And I want to be, this is my jam. This is the feel or vibe that I want to use. Okay? And then, in any chord progression that you play a song, there's a reason why a lot of the chord progressions always use 5 before it goes to 1. Because it has that on a C major scale, a lot of times what happens, you have the C, and then it goes to an E minor, and then it always goes to this fifth. It always do, sorry, G7. G, because this G is always gonna give you like, you can't end a song on it. No, what do you mean? It's ended? No, it's unresolved. That's what you mean by dominance. Something has to happen after it. Yeah? So that's really what we're talking about. So that's really the quality of the chord. And then the type, you already know this, is the triad. And we talked about how you have the C, D, and T. But then you sometimes have this concept of like major 7. It's because his extra. You know what? I want to also add the 7th on it. So when you, what is a C major 7? It's like this, right? Why? Because it's a B. So you're playing G, C, E, and then instead of doubling the C, you decide, you know what? I'm going to add the B as well. So it has a different feeling. That's really what it is. The major 7. So it's either a triad or what they call the 7s. So in a triad, you're playing the chord with 3 notes, but in a 7th, you're adding a 4th note, which is the 7th. Yeah?
Yeah.
Are we here so far? Okay, so again, I'm not expecting people to memorize the notes that are in a chord. That's not the exercise. The exercise is really to understand that like, that is the reason why I can play a C here, I can play a C here, and I can play a C here. Because all of these have the first, the third, and the 5th note. That's your main qualifier. So when you now decide to render a song, it's up to you if you want to play it with this C, if you want to play it with this C, or if you want to play it with this C. Or if you want to play your F like this, or if you want to play your F like this. And it's all because you decide. That's how you want to play it. And that's the reason why there's a variety of versions when you look up chords. Because each of those versions, somebody decided that this is how I want to play it, and I play the song. Okay? So that's really what I'm trying to like hopefully impart to you. And this whole workshop that's been going on in the past few days, think about how the strumming, the picking, you decide. You can decide. If you wanna, you did a lovely cover of Hit Me Baby One More Time. The original does not sound like that. It's not that tempo, it's not that vibe, but you decided you want to do it that way. If you want to listen to the silly love songs, original version, it does not sound like that at all. I arranged it because I wanted to play it this way. Yeah? So I guess what I'm trying to say is like, if at any point in the future, you're learning a song, and you decided, you know what, I'm going to play it C, and then think of me, you know what I mean? Okay, so let's try to really like reinforce it by learning this version of silly love song swing. So I'm gonna sing it for you guys first. So this is kind of like how I pictured I would sing it if it was my song. Clearly it's not my song. And just to give you kind of like an inside look as well into the decision making that I made, right? So when you listen to the original version of this song, it's nothing like this at all. And a lot of times when it comes to covering songs for me, I'm very much a person that's attached to the message of the song. So in that open mic, I think about Tina, right? Tina, she was telling a story. That's why we're all like engaged in it. We're telling a story. And then when we listen to Kenny, there's a narrative to that. Can I talk to you about like how this song kind of like is a gist of like this whole experience, because it's true. It's very hard to like make friends when you're an adult. Not like before. I'm like, who are your friends? Because he lives next door. And yeah, that's just it. Proximity. That was the main qualifier. It's not as easy. So for me as a musician, when I do my renditions, I like to think about what the lyrics tell me. So when I arrange this, there's a reason why I pick these chord voicing specifically. So for me, it's like, you think that people would have had enough of silly love songs, and then it's enough, right? And then I imagine somebody is responding to me, which is my other self, like, right? And then I'm like, you know what? I look around me and I see it isn't so. Right. And then again, I'm like, some people want to fill the world with silly love songs. And then again, affirmative. And you know what? What's wrong with that? I'm going to keep asking this question. So instead of taking the E minor 7 here, I'm going to take it in. Because it just sounds so much brighter, and it helps me really drive that point forward. Yeah? And then when you also look at songs like this, when they have like repeating, love you don't just sing that like once, and then maybe the next time, love you really drive the point. And then you want to drive into and this comes into like my singing, like where I'm now trying to achieve a whole spectrum of sound, where I know it's high here, but I'm actually using a low register of my voice. So it's like I'm now harmonizing with my ukulele. Okay? So, so these are all kind of like the decisions. I think about what makes it more full sounding, what helps me drive the message forward more. Because to me, when it comes to covering songs and singing to people, I want to make sure it hits them and that it moves people. And really, that's what we're all trying to do. Yes, we're all having fun here, and you can definitely play it the way that we learned it. But I'm hoping the next time you think about learning a song, you're going to make a decision, you know what? I'm going to take on a rock star mode for this. Yeah. You want to play it that way? Or do you want to? This is how you want to play it? Play it that way. Or you want to be dramatic, like me, in this rendition, which I'm going to do now.
Think that people would have had enough of silly love songs. Look around me and I see it isn't so. Some people want to fill the world with silly love songs. And what's wrong with them? I'd like to know. 'Cause here I go again.
Kasi I kind of like just ending the story. So yeah, so I'm hoping that's kind of like helps understand like why there are different chord voicings. Really, we go back to what Fuzz said. It's an embellishment. It is. And an embellishment, sometimes you look at me, I'm like, do it like embellishment. Sometimes it's extra, it's like, it's too much. And you know what, that's fine. Some people can't like, cope with this. It's too much. But really, like when you think about embellishments, sometimes like when done right, it really just helps it like push you, and it really, you come up with something beautiful. And if you're still not convinced about like the chord voicings, let's try to play the song again, okay? But this time, when we play it, some of you, I want you to like make a decision that like, you know what, when we get to the F part, I'm gonna play the F using a different voicing, okay? And then when I see the E minor, I'm gonna play it a different voicing. And see, that's the beauty of jam sessions. Like, you see people sometimes jamming, and they're all playing the same chords, but they're playing a different way, and so they achieve a different sound. Yeah, it makes it more dynamic. So when you now jam with people, oh, look at you! Everybody's doing a C this way, and you're just like, yeah, trucking a C here. Okay, so you can do that. Okay? Okay, so I think I did promise that I was going to answer some questions as well about the other stuff here. So I think we understand the chord. So when you're talking about E minor, I hate to be the bearer of the bad news, but there are formulas that's followed that makes a particular chord that quality. So you can make it up as we go, but there are what do you call this? There are rules to it. So how to make a minor chord? So we said that it's 1, 3, 5. But when you want to make a chord minor, you flatten number 3. Okay. So what does that mean? When I want to make a C minor chord, so instead of playing C, E, G, I'm going to play C, and then what is this? It's going to be a flat. That would make the minor chord. Yeah? And then an E. What's an E flat? Ooh, that's a great question. Use your C shape. So this is an E. So if you want to do an E flat, you just move it down. Remember? Or a lot of us are probably familiar with this D shape. So you just know that this is D, and then you move it. It's either a D sharp or not. Yeah? So that's what makes it a minor. And again, when we talk about the other qualities of chords or formulas here, diminished. So we talked about diminished. So what happens is like it's really extra. So you're playing 1, 3, 5, but you're actually flattening both the third and the fifth. Okay. So when you're playing a diminished chord, you're playing what? C, but you're also playing E flat instead of an E, and you're playing what? G flat for a sharp. That's it's a formula, basically. And again, you have to remember this. But hopefully you kind of like have an understanding that all it is just a naming convention. It's a way to describe what we did with the chord to achieve that sound. But really at the end of the day, all you care about is I want to use a happy chord, but if you want to use a sad chord, then it's up to you. Or if you want to be extra, I don't want to do a C, I want to do a C major 7 because it sounds so pretty. If you want to do a G, but you want to do, you know what, I'm not satisfied with just the F, A, and C notes. I want to really add a 7th there. It just sounds pretty. Yeah? So that's, hopefully, these are all just naming ways that we describe what we did to achieve a sound that you want to achieve. That's really it. Okay, so let's try, no pressure. We're gonna play this song again. You can refer to the second one with the chord voicings, but to keep it simple, we're just gonna keep it with the swing strum. Okay? We don't have to like tackle so much at the same time. So we're gonna do the swing strum, but now when we're playing it, find an opportunity to like pick a different chord voicing when you play it. Okay? Okay, let's start. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and C. F. C. F. Do something with it. My last parting thing is like really explore that, honestly that C magical, that C shape is magical. I know I've added more to it, so if you look at, if you add this too, if you, so we talked about this shade, but if you now move your pinky closer, and then just, that's different ways of playing the major 7. So digit D major 7, B star major 7. And if you remove this, everybody knows this D7 shape, right? If you move that, then becomes B sharp 7, D7. So again, you have different ways if you're doing it. And if you, this is a B minor 7, what happens if you move it? C sharp minor 7, I'm sorry, C minor, C sharp. So again, that's why bar chords are amazing. So yeah, I hope that's not too much. But if you have any questions, let me know. And yeah, thanks everyone. People ask me all the time if I get nervous, but before this, my heart rate was, my Apple Watch said, your heart rate is super high. And it still is. 145 beats per minute. That's just the adrenaline pumping, and I'm sweating.
That's the big
Great. Let me get this closer so you can take photos of it. I would take it, but my phone is on the live stream. So if you need to take a photo, yes. And it forward. And if somebody gets a really good photo, send it in the group chat or here you go. Thank you. And this PDF will also be sent to you via email so that you can blow everything up and see it larger on your screen. You now have a break until 3:30 when we will have Timmy time. You need to get yourself ready for that. So
I know.
get the caffeine, get a break. It's gonna be fun.
Timmy time.
Teach you how to
Squat.
With the ukulele.
Lifting.
Uh-huh.
But that was just enough. I don't put my head too much.
I couldn't take it anymore than
Yeah. Right. That was just enough. I've been in classes learning that part of the theory, and it was longer and more intense, and I would come out with my head exploding. So that's the base.
What is the little black the acoustic one? The very
Oh, mine?
Yes.
Yeah, the one you were playing with last night.
Yes, ma'am.
I did see it.
we're doing right now.
Don't go without taking a picture.
Also great performance. So it's back in.
But I have to use the sun on these two hides.
You're gonna play later?
The sun is out, you'll interrupt the next.
It's slow, we're just getting beautiful but we're blind.
You get a tan. You get a tan too. Because,
So rosy.
I mean, mustacho?
I can do whatever you want. I can put more. Vamos a decir hola.
Okay, so half of
Oh, no. Just everything. Gotta get height. Bring the heat. I'm gonna make my workshop nice and short and sweet. Oh, interesting. I learned so much today.
Because I was thinking like,
Oh, yeah.
I know, and I'm walking Oh, and then
like short. There you go.
oh, are you getting in there? And how long?
Going from Mexico.
When did you go on Thursday?
You can change your
Well,
I'll just have to come back.
That's okay, I didn't remember. I don't need a workshop. I love something I can't do somewhere else. You don't, a good place, maybe you don't notice that they're round.
You're right, you're right.
So the bass player is different from a drummer. Drummer, they want attention, a bass player can be totally, when you ask them if their batteries in there, and then they want to make it different from.
You guys are great, like when you guys are jamming, it's incredible.
Somebody did that.
Yes, you are. You gotta say, I am awesome. I gotta hear this Hello Kitty ukulele.
She's
But I just said, I'm exhausted. That was too much for me. It's a cheap one, and my friend changed the, I feel bad. She's having a rest, yeah.
It's a low G.
Yeah.
I was like, it sounds so like a rolling bass cube, which has batteries so that it's going to apart.
Hello, Kitty singing for us.
And they don't have that, so I don't know, they don't have such a almost, you should have like a battery. If you do perform, you may want to
Oh, yeah. She's good. Oh, she's doing fancy ways.
Hello Kitty Cafe.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad, so then you don't need to get something with battery.
Oh, okay.
Well, how often? It's only during good times that you're at a party where you need power. So a lot of times you can find out.
I mean, well, my whole year, like when I go to my whole
She's singing.
I don't know why.
That is a lovely string.
like change the string.
I like the, so you have to change the string for it to be that sound.
It's the
Yeah,
fisherman's
because people have the strings in my head, heard it, and he just like,
So you can
change
charge
the
the battery
strings.
and
It sounds pretty good, right?
But it's like, being thought about it, it's like, it's ridiculous. Because actually, when I play ukulele, I want to have my effects better. That requires.
That still sounds good.
So, if I,
More than charging batteries.
it's a different set. It added like almost 2 strings to that. I know, exactly. I know, right? Well, that's what I'm saying. If you have a battery thing, I think that's a better solution because
I like you better, more mellow.
well, I think it's with the bass amp, it's beautiful, so you're not.
I
You
don't
have
know
more
the
than one
difference.
ukulele, like you have a low G ukulele.
I do.
And then you have like,
I have
Yeah, how many ukuleles do you have?
I have like 20. I don't look close. I've been with the guitar, and the guitar roll. I'm really good at that, so I play that. Yeah, but no, it's really not that. Yeah.
Yeah, you should be able to like, charge your car battery. It should be a problem.
you wouldn't necessarily need to get it. That really added so much to my opinion, it was ridiculous. And in hindsight, like, I should have done that, I should have gotten a battery pack because I didn't want to do that.
But no,
Yeah,
because
when I do that down, I'm using my effects times too, so it's ridiculous. I can't even do that. Yeah. Use my effects times.
Or you have a cala.
Several different
Yeah. Sounds good.
I have like a big one, so that I could be able to hour and things like that. Would be more portable and have a good amount of content, you know?
I found this article about
Yes.
So I was just spelling, if you're lazy, and they have some, like, for you.
So you can like have
Of course.
Yeah.
You don't have the full
Well, he taught me, it broke me. I was like, it was so kind of and it's hard. I don't know to do this. I just do bass. I just do 5.
Yeah, you call it a day.
And that's it.
Trying to be like walking on
I just don't do that. I just do it. Oh, so I also have a bass head. Under the middle box.
Alright, are you gonna jam? Are you guys gonna jam?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Where I'm more familiar with
The hell with the musicians,
that's
Or underneath, or like on the player. You know, yeah. So you really, I had masking tape down the side. With the, yeah, that's what I meant.
the ones that are
You just need to do, you can do everything.
Download it, don't buy it, really. Like, you have to pay for it. You have to do it right away.
like the major ones that all the
Like $20.
No, but that's it, right? Like I said, like one point, you're just like playing it differently. You can make it up here. That's very big. I don't really mean that, but like, that's like, I'm just hoping that people come out of it really thinking something.
Once you're locked in, it's
If not, like the whole concept of it, it's just understanding like, okay, I like that. How many cases are in this session? You can make decisions. It becomes it more intentional. Because for you, you get closer to
Yeah, it's like stunning.
Oh, so like I was telling you, they're different sizes. This is the size of like American. It is the size of American. Yeah.
It's funny because I
different
see,
U-bases have
and you know, like
different
some
sizes.
people they're just posting this, and I'm like, but I don't know.
Color is different sizes
Even if like I'm
for
sitting
their
here like
U-bases.
there's
They're
something
different lengths. So like their new solid body one.
heard of
Yeah.
this
It's
song
just like
before.
the piece
I
scale.
was
It's
like
much
so
bigger.
calm,
But
but like.
it's not wide.
It's
It's actually a little
It's
bit
heavy. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I was seriously.
Did I
I have a solid body.
Yeah, you did. What the hell is diminished?
Oh,
This doesn't matter, this is just something like.
Because the soldering
I'm always flying about there.
but they're all, my friends are always like that. They're it's really big too. Ohana's really wide. So
One of the first songs like I wanted to
College,
play
yeah, I'm pretty comfortable.
was
Playing it.
for
I mean, I saw the body.
songs.
Yeah, it was,
I had someone pick that up on YouTube and said,
And I was like, oh, that's
and Bernadette said, yes.
like that's
Yeah.
like filling gaps. Like I had some of the knowledge. There was gaps in my knowledge.
In case like you know you're listening to I was just telling people
I mean, it only keeps everybody
can't be
in time.
bothered
That's why
looking
I-
for the
That's why when they
and approval. Do it like you just click on that word. It tells you what you're
I was able to take screenshots and then I go back to my photo. Where was the word?
That's the thing, like when you choose that, then it changes it.
You're right.
$34.95 for a year, so please buy one. Yeah, like easy.
The other thing I have is that
Sometimes they harass you with like,
hollow body.
much cheaper.
There's a
Starts at like 50 and it's like, oh, you've been using it for weeks.
Oh my god,
About 40.
I'm lying. It's 99. Jesus Christ, it's $20. Just freaking do it. It's $20.
It's really nice for that.
I did a 7-day trial and it's got me.
Oh, okay, so you have one.
Okay.
You're accidentally already accessing it.
This particular model, they just don't have any stores in here. They have to order anyway, so I was like, I'm just gonna order it. When I was like, I was just gonna order it. Yeah. So then it's just a wonderful body.
Thank you, that was fantastic. The people in the chat think you're fantastic too.
It's like playing on a small.
Yeah.
It's the same, right?
Yeah, the case I have is a very.
Yeah.
Shimmy it.
It's a base.
It's a bagel base.
I understand that, but it's like what?
In terms of dimensions or sound?
Oh, I know sound. I understand sound. But like,
Well,
The length of the neck.
This is a different instrument.
Yeah.
You pluck instead of strum.
I'm curious, like why?
Is it to where it's like,
Are you doing that?
No, it's I'm deciding. I'm not explaining myself. It's like I know they're two different instruments and they're like different sounds.
just because like
I know the length of the neck is part of it. I know that's part of it. Because that dimension would be a little bit different. But in terms of the body and how that affects it, that I'm not sure. That's an experience.
experiences, heart rate, change.
Yeah.
Differentiates the bass from the baritone.
The strings are different.
Strings and also it has amps, you know, at the low frequencies.
Yeah, it has to be plugged in.
The frequencies are much lower than in the string instrument.
I mean, this is an acoustic electric model, so I can practice with it, not plugged in, but I should.
I was intentional.
Sounds like I should be plugged in. I can practice without it because it has.
No, it doesn't.
Not to give you a
You know, if you're using it, it's something to learn. I mean, if she put out, pay out for lessons and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
It's automatically for tuning and that's not
So that's what sometimes
So
stuff
it's
is. It's like,
thing.
I was paying $300 cutting ukulele without that, and I something like that.
so when we're together, that's your own guitar, I even don't have a guitar. Yeah, you find it easier to play the baritone. Yeah. That's how it works.
Actually, play the baritone.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I love the sound of the
Yeah.
warm.
Play along with her guitar.
Yes, you can't say the ultimate, which always reminds people, all you're doing is actually play chords and focus on
Ukulele and
you got to say
Oh, yeah.
chords.
Like ukulele anthem by Amanda Palmer.
Yeah. I actually bought it.
Oh, did you? Yeah, for her.
Yeah, I did.
Everybody starts.
But I need
Ukulele anthem.
body of
A-N.
You want to go outside for a minute?
No, A-N. Take the T-H.
Mommy should start outside. Just in case. The switches on your. Oh, it is? Okay, good.
Where Alexa is this
It's all done. I just want to make sure.
I think if we do Amanda Palmer.
I need to learn that song.
Guitar too. Somebody has a tuner on their phone. You have a tuner on your phone, don't you?
Yeah. Kind of useless in here though.
Okay,
much
go outside
noise.
maybe. Where is that?
I don't know, but I put my cell phone, I have found it. And then you can save it as
It's hiding here.
consolidate my stuff.
This is the instrument that actually goes with the amp that Timmy not my bass. I haven't bought a bass amp yet. Cigars off the Chord.
Oh.
So we need to tune it so FC for Yoshi. I guess I should go outside, huh?
It'll be really hard to do it inside.
Background. Because the kitchen won't even be quiet.
Honestly, that
Hurry!
How it changed from the rainy day.
It's beautiful out there, isn't it? Yeah. Looks nicer than it was yesterday. Yeah. Whatever. It's constantly changing. It always does. Go with it.
Yeah.
Because it's good. If it's good right now, appreciate it because it might not be in an hour.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I look at the weather forecast all the time and I will say, oh, I'm looking at this because it's never the same.
Yeah, all the time I'm taking and it looks like it's raining the next 40 hours.
Really, once I
So no,
My husband
she is also studying like science too. Are you okay with that? Or someone we could like caravan it to.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Oh, yeah, you want to play?
True.
Oh,
Contribute to the pot of gas.
I know, you told me.
The worst thing you have. I drive over to the States to buy my gas or do the next one.
Oh, nice. I can see that.
The handy thing about living in White Rock,
I know.
so it's a 10-minute drive for me to go to the US.
Because I live in Port Roberts all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where I get all my deliveries down to the States. Drive over the border, 10 minutes, I'm back. Pick up
Yeah.
gas. It's just a little bit cheaper on pay shipping.
It's just like things just seem more uncanny.
It's just in my head because yours is 75 cents on the dollar.
Oh, that's true. We were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah.
Arnie, did you put your amp?
Yeah, it is down here. Yeah.
Joyce, reclining.
No, not at all. For you. It's a nice
Yeah, my
Yeah. My amp is just down there beside Maddie. I
think
think
it's
the contact cable plugged into it. So we could just use that after when people clear out of here. Yeah, test it out.
Oh, I would
Yeah,
love that.
and it's actually with this,
Fun.
because I have two chips.
Oh, okay.
And this one is the one that I think
Right.
Okay. Well, it's kind of does it? Oh, or they make it vegan.
They made it vegan.
Okay.
That was my son's girlfriend. It's a vegetarian dim sum.
That would be really good.
Have you ever tried?
I have not had this.
Never had dim sum.
It's Korean, right? No, it's Chinese. Okay.
This is a good workshop, right?
You could try it if you want.
Everybody on YouTube.
This true? The ironic thing is that I actually named that ukulele Joy. Crazy! Oh, mind blown!
My husband, no, he's He's a bit too. He's not a he's from India, so he like makes lots of different restaurants.
For the whole year?
Chicken and fish is like, I guess, like, he's like, I just feel. It's like,
I'm gonna do that.
I was feeling for a while, and I did feel better, but like, it's just, it's hard. You almost have, I feel like I was obsessed with it. It's like, I don't like meat. I'm not gonna ever eat meat, but I'm not gonna just eat other stuff.
Wasn't that interesting? Yeah, I just figured because I'm telling everybody about
Which
it.
are never good, I mean, they all suck. Like, I'd rather just not eat anything than eat like cheese sauce. But, you know, cheese, I mean, I eat it now sometimes, not all the time, I hate thinking so much about it all the time. It's getting too exhausting. So, you know, cheese naturally makes its way onto my dish, or if I want it inside of it, I'm not going to stop.
Right, so, you know, that's why I was thinking, and I love that.
So cross-examination.
Well, at least you know it's not.
It's sometimes like, I'll have faith in these people put their vegetables, and they love to do that. So I'll just be like, whatever, I'll eat the
Yeah, it was a really good first. I really liked it. The only thing I found when you were
just do like a little bit of a couple stuff.
remember each one
Does that
that
be
you
it?
were there. Because it was so small. Yeah. But then you see what everybody had. Just do one at a time. Yeah.
And also, just like, something in our year.
Right, exactly.
There's a bunch of stuff that you
And
can do, like the Triangle Island,
so pretty. It does change it up from that boring music to
go
say.
around Stanley
Like I
Park.
was telling her, I guess I'm looking over. Let's go.
Like you can walk all the way around and stuff too. It's a bit of a hike, but you don't have to do that on YouTube. So, in traffic down there, it's kind of sucks. We were talking before, Maddie and I were talking about maybe having people meet out at Steve's Harbor.
Yeah, I've been there for a long time.
Yeah, it's kind of nice, it's pretty nice. And bad weather is good for that.
We did chill.
Because there's less people.
I get bored after, you know, I learn something and then I just don't
Oh, I don't know.
I'm sick of it, it's just boring. But when you do that, that's a real nice change up. So, I really like that. Thank you. Thank you so much. I want to ask.
Oh, yeah.
Just like
Yeah, whatever.
All rushed down here
Right.
and then you walk.
Right.
You have to have it on a
That's
One second, I need to get a picture of her playing this instrument.
Where was that?
But they, it's like a sort of set up by James in there. It's set up by James.
That's sexy. They planned this all the time.
Are we perfect like tomorrow? We're having something.
Well, it's a holiday on Monday too in the States.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It is.
Memorial Day.
Didn't you have, you had a holiday too, like a bank
That's-
holiday?
that's-
Victoria Day.
Victoria Day, that's what
Yeah.
it was.
Usually every month.
Oh, nice.
Almost every month, right?
Yeah.
Timmy time, Timmy time.
Every time.
So yeah, we basically have a reference library here because everybody was
Take that
asking.
in here.
Yeah, she, because nobody made me one, so she made me one.
If they ever decide to retrain, that's a lot.
Like, I was just here, just like serving people and making
I would
horchata.
get it for that.
And at the last minute, she's like, oh, you want to do a workshop? I'll do like 10 minutes or whatever.
You're just so famous.
It's Timmy time.
I just came from California, just, to serve lunch.
Yeah, it's a, if you build it, they will come. If you start, they're there.
Okay, you remember the weather.
Because when I started at 10,
Sunny Timmy.
they're not taking lessons. They have that ukulele sitting up on the wall and you have to play their ears. They're playing other things.
Yeah.
They're out there. When I did the first session at 10, they came out of the woodwork. I was like, they're around. They hide. Ukulele players.
Is this Alicia Keys?
Oh, biotin. And I was telling her, I file them every day, like every morning. It's like part of my morning routine.
Oh, my son.
You have to take all the like brittleness out of it, so they don't catch and rip on something.
Oh, yeah, that's what happened to mine.
Yeah, and it hurts. Like if it goes back pretty far, it's pretty painful, you know. So I'm here to talk about nail care and.
I need help, so I'll.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yes, totally.
Biotin supplements are amazing. They make your hair amazing, obviously, like mine. Been bald since like 23. Okay. Oh, we're performing first.
Yeah, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we have to break it up a little bit. You guys been like a lot of information.
Oh, actually, you want to do the play
Play along first? That's I'm a little nervous.
Oh, okay.
That song is like.
Okay.
We'll talk about performance anxiety too in my workshop.
Are you done to play?
Yes.
Okay. I got you here to play.
Okay.
I go back to serving.
Okay. Now I got it, and I'm wearing all black like servers do, right? Like the.
Where are your serving stuff?
Oh. Yeah, your mom was like, I'm gonna put you to work. Can you open this jar? I'm like, yes, mom.
No, that's not how you do. You go.
No, I showed your mom the secret. You had to smack the you spanked the back of it.
Why does he spank?
Sounds funnier. Yeah, see? She's like, don't spank it. Yeah, exactly. I was playing percussion. I was in time.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
I don't.
So
All right.
we're gonna play "Fly Me to the Moon" a little bit.
Yeah, we just decided that too today.
Yes.
Yeah, she was standing across the room and I was like,
Yeah. More so. I was like, yeah, I guess.
Oh wait, I give you an intro, right?
Yes. Please, always.
Not that one. Not that one.
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah, sure. I'll take it.
I like that. Hold on, don't play it.
Ooh. Now? Okay. Oh, here?
Yeah. 1, 2.
Thank you.
Did you want to end there?
Oh.
Do you want to keep
Play?
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about performing. So a lot of information was thrown at you today. I'm gonna give you something very simple, sweet, something you can plug into your repertoire right now. This is all about performing and getting used to being on stage. And so, first things first, the performance starts when you walk on stage. All eyes are on you. Give them something to look at. Do a little dance, smile, engage with the crowd. I'm being serious. Engage with the crowd. A lot of times when you're doing open mics, they will have a sound system, which we're going to talk about right now. Even make that part of your performance, because everybody's going to be looking at you like you are right now, right? And you have to learn how to use this thing. So this is what we're going to talk about first. We're going to talk about the sound. So this is an amplifier. Say hi. Hi. This is an ukulele. Say hi. Ironic enough, my ukulele, I actually named it Joy. So it's like, so it's kind of crazy. Just like, later. All making sense. Okay. I want everybody to look at their ukulele and look at the bottom and see if you have in the hole that you can insert something into it.
No.
Yeah, no? You have one, you have one. Look inside of it, see if you have any chords. Yes. Raise your hand. Who has chords? Okay, yeah. Perfect. Alright, who does not? Okay. We're gonna talk about the people that have a pickup. It's called a pickup. Because it picks up the sound from your ukulele. Alright? We have two types of pickups. Super simple. We have an active pickup and we have a passive pickup. An active pickup just means you have a battery somewhere in there that's giving it more power, right? And it basically just takes the place of this. This is called a direct injection box. If you do not have a battery, or if you don't have a rechargeable battery like mine, you need a direct injection box to make the passive pickup work. This is an LR bag. This is like $100. You can honestly go to Guitar Center or anywhere and get a direct injection box for $13. Why is that important? You will not get sound out of a passive pickup without one. Very, very important. And so I don't want you to go on stage like, I can't hear my ukulele too. You're gonna call me and be like, did you bring your DI? Bring a DI. This is an LR Bags direct injection box. Why do I like this one? It has all my presets on it. Mid, low. So now I don't have to rely on a sound man or a sound person. I can just adjust it myself. Okay? I have, if you're looking into buying a pickup, I personally like the Misi or Maisai pickups. Why? Because they're rechargeable and they're active, so it has a lot of power and oomph, but it doesn't have all that clutter inside the ukulele. Very important. The ukulele is a very small instrument. We don't have the space like a guitar. So the less things we can keep inside of it, the better sound we're gonna have, but we still want to amplify it, right? So that's why I choose this one. And then they just buy my DI box and I can adjust it on the fly. You can use a direct injection box and an active pickup, it just makes it louder. So you don't need it. Okay? Any questions about the technological stuff? Pickups. Okay. Here's the second part. When you're speaking into a microphone, very important. The voice microphones are the ones with the little ball on top, or the ones that Elvis sang with. If you notice, you get nice and intimate. You should be swapping spit with that thing. Like you have to be right up next to it, or like a couple centimeters from it. It's a directional mic. It's supposed to pick up only your voice. So if you're far away from it, it's not going to. It's trying to minimize all the ambient noise, so you have to be right up on it. Okay? Second part is your ukulele. So if you're doing an open mic and they want to amplify the ukulele and you don't have a plug-in, most of the time they'll have what's called a condenser mic or a pencil mic. It's a little microphone that usually sits on they'll have it on the microphone stand. So you have it right here for singing, and then you have another pencil mic that points right at the ukulele. That one itself, it has to be also pretty close to the ukulele because it's going to pick up everything around it. Okay? All right. Any questions about the microphones? Yes?
Where do you point the microphone to the ukulele? Just right in the sound?
Yes, you want to get it as close to the sound hole, and that's another thing. So we all like dancing. This is why I like pickups, because I like to move around, engage the crowd when I'm playing. But when you're on a microphone on the ukulele, you have to stay still. You can like swing a little bit and smile, but you can't. As soon as you turn, or like engaging the crowd, you lose that sound. So it's very, very important that you stay stationary as best as possible. Okay? The best sound, like being a performer, the best thing, it's like a race car driver when they get to drive all the race cars they want. Like for me, it's like playing with the different sound systems, like all over the world that I go. And I just love playing with this. So the best sound people will let you plug in, and they'll also have like condenser mics all over to pick up the acoustics too. So just be aware. They'll take care of that. All right. So this is called an instrument cable. In America, we call them 1/4-inch cables. I don't know what they call them in the rest of the world. But the common terminology is instrument cable. You plug it in. I like the ones with the L. They're out of the way. Plug in here. Many like professional sound people will have a direct injection box for you, just because you don't have to run a really long cord. You can just plug it in. Okay? That's another thing. Embrace the silence. A lot of people, you get this sense of like nervousness when you're just chatty in between your songs, or when you're like, oh, I'm gonna, do this. Like just let it be quiet. Let that suspense build. And have you ever given anybody the silent treatment? It's intense, right? It's the same thing with music. We'll talk about that too later when you're performing, how to implement spaces and breaks in your arrangements. But same thing with moving around on the stage. Make sure you're comfortable. They can wait for you. This is about you. The performance is about you. Whether they like it or not, it's up to them. Okay, so we have a couple terms. Primarily we have low, bass, mid, and high adjustments on your amplification. The sound people are always going to ask you like, okay, what do you want? You're nice and flat. Flat means everything is straight up. He's making it very, very flat sounding. This is what it sounds like. It's very unappealing. Actually, that's not bad. It actually sounds pretty good, right? So that's flat. I have everything on the lowest setting or dead center, right? The ukulele tends to be a higher range instrument, of course, right? Compared to a guitar or a bass. So we actually, for me, it's completely subjective. Everybody's gonna have a different taste in sound. I like to cut the highs a little bit and leave them a little bit lower because the highs tend to be a little harsh. And the first thing, the feedback. Okay, so I'm going to leave that right here. I'm going to adjust it. That's the highs. Can you see that the shape of it starting to come in a little bit more? This is what it sounds like really high. It's loud, it's harsh. It's okay, but it depends on what you're looking for. So I cut the highs a little bit. I increase the mids. The mids is what gives it a nice round sound. It's a little bit muffled right now, so what you can do is now give it a little bit of highs. I have to teach this because when you're on stage and you're talking to a soundman, he's like, what do you want? You're like, oh, give me a little bit more highs, please. And then you're like, no, not so much. Please lower it, because he's going to be interacting with you. And they want to, if you're doing an open mic, they want to get you in and out. So you have to know like this terminology, okay? The bass. It's all about the bass. See how muddy it sounds already? Now you lost the highs and you lost the mids. Because the bass tends to be very overpowering. It's the first thing that feeds back. That's another thing. Does anybody know what feedback is? It makes a loud noise. If your ukulele feeds back, cover your sound hole. And then look at, really, because what's happening is it's taking the sound and regurgitating it back into the instrument, making it resonate again. You can hear it starting to, you hear it?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Hello. So as soon as you kill the sound, you kill that vibration. What it's doing is the ukulele is really just taking up the vibrations from the sound system and sticking it back into the system, giving you that. You guys hear it?
Yeah.
Lows tend to do that. Get in the bass. So lower that. cut the mids just a little bit. And bring up the highs. That's nice. Okay. So I always adjust, you adjust the equalizer, the lows, mids, highs first, and then we come to volume. Very, very important. The ukulele, there's two main weaknesses that the ukulele has. One is the range. If you're playing high G, you basically like have a scale and a half to work with, right? The second weakness of the ukulele is the dynamics, is the sound of it. The ukulele is not very loud, it's a small instrument. But with an amplifier, we get rid of that, okay? So very important, when you're adjusting it, give yourself a little bit of room to play softer, right? Now you have this dynamic change where I can play really loud if I want to, but if I'm feeling a little bit more shy and I want to like be a little bit more expressive, I don't have to try as hard, I can just, right? But look how loud it is. And then I'm like, oh, all of a sudden, you know, now I can just adjust it with my playing style, right? But it's all about listening to it, but give yourself a little bit of room. Make it a little bit louder than what you think you would want. Like it's gonna, at first, it's gonna sound like, oh, that's really piercing, but you're right next to it, out in the crowd, it's not as loud, okay? That's another thing. If you're setting up your own instrument, your own amplifier, it should be behind you so you can hear yourself, okay? That's another tip. Any questions about the technical stuff? No? Sound man, sound people, they're not happy people. It's a job for them. They're there to get you in and out, make sure you sound good, and then that's it. So I always make it a part of my performance to kind of like flirt with the sound person. Like I call him daddy or something funny. Like, oh, thanks daddy for making me sound good or whatever. But no, I always perform like, I'll probably just take my favorite chord pattern, right, and I'll just run through it. Make sure it sounds good before I even engage the crowd. Make sure I sound good, right? And then sound man, adjust this. Let it like make sure it sounds good. And then I'll come on like, okay, hey, my name is Timmy Cruz. I'm a fingerstyle ukulele player. I'm gonna play something from the Beatles, whatever, right? But make sure your sound is situated first, because that could be extremely distracting for yourself. Like mid-song, you're like, man, it doesn't sound good, or man, I can't hear myself. Okay. With the microphone, same thing. You have to make sure they're balanced. This is if you're singing with it, give yourself a little bit of space. You can adjust the dynamics of your singing by walking forward to the microphone or walking away from it, right? Give yourself that little bit of space to be loud when you need to be, and then you can back up and adjust the dynamics. Okay? How we doing?
Wait.
Any questions? Pickups?
I have another one.
Please.
When I saw you performing in 4000, it's like you have the sound system at the top.
Okay.
So you don't unplug until they give you the okay?
Yes.
And you don't plug until, right?
Good question. Yes. You make sure it's okay for the sound person. You ask them like, can I unplug? Because if I pull this out right now, it's gonna make a loud pop, and you run the risk of popping the speaker if you have if you're using your own amp.
Okay.
Okay. Last thing about amplifiers, if you are considering performing, I do recommend you invest even in a small acoustic amplifier, because you will hear every little squeak, mistake, it makes you such a better player. And that's anything. If you can take home one thing that advice I gave you, is to practice your onset or your fretting, right? Get it extremely close to where they need to be. Like, be obsessive about it, because when you're playing live, you don't want to think about that. You want to just play and engage the crowd and smile and do that, right? You want to know that that's going to be there. And that's another thing that's distracting for the performer. When you hear it like really loud, you're like, oh, that's squeaking, or I didn't fret that chord right, or something's a little bit off, right? Okay. Let's move on. We're gonna talk about, actually, let's strum. We gotta get some movement in us. Everybody get your ukuleles, everybody tune up, please. I'm just gonna keep things moving. I have ADD, so it's like we all tuned up? A couple more minutes.
Yes, it does. It just gets me used to it. It's not my only one.
Yeah, that's a good
And I plugged it straight into one and it worked fine. So I'm like, oh, I guess I can.
That's a good system. Those batteries run out really fast. So if you use that, they never change the Yeah. Yes. Oh. Okay.
So hang on.
That's another thing. So if everybody's talking when you come up, just start playing. You'll get their attention. Okay, that's another thing. Bernadette did bring up a very good point. Have extra batteries with you. If you have those are usually CR2032s, the little round ones that are inside. Yeah, have the tuners use them too. Have a couple of those. If you have a big Fishman one, you'll have like a big 9-volt. They're great pickups, but they're for the ukulele there's too much going on and they make the ukulele extremely heavy. Have the 9 volts with you. If you have your DI box basically has a 9 volt in it. So what you're doing is you're taking that junk out of it and putting it into this. So this has a 9 volt as well. Okay. Good.
Let's say you don't have a plug-in. Is there like a clip-on microphone that you can get?
They do have clip-on, yes. So they do have ones that will non-intrusive. They'll sit on the soundboard, and they're based off of a microphone. So basically, you're putting a little microphone on the sound hole, and it's going to pick that up. The downside of that is that they run the risk of having really high feedback. What it's going to do is it's trying to pick up the ukulele itself, but a lot of times if you point it at the speaker, it's going to pick that up too, and it's going to feedback.
So having it behind you is even more helpful.
Yes, because then you can walk around, kind of turn it away from it. Remember, okay, that was another thing. So if you're working in a big sound hall and you have like a professional sound person, which you may or may not get to that level, or you never know. The speakers here in front of you are called monitors. These are for the performers, right? The sound person will always set those first for you. That's what you sound like to everybody else. And then, so they set those first. You listen, I like this, I like that, a little bit higher, a little bit lower. And then what he does, he just mimics that same sound on the monitors for you and puts it up for the people. So what you sound like with your group is what you sound like out there on the monitors, okay? And you just let them know, like, hey, can I get a little bit more monitor for myself? You have to be able to hear yourself. Make sure you can hear yourself on the monitors always. Okay, that's your constant feedback that you get. Okay, we're gonna strum a little bit. We're gonna C, G, A minor, F. And I just want you guys to do just a traditional island strum, just all together. 1, 2, ready, go. Perfect! Wow, you guys sound so good! That's the next part. So, with your performance, one of the biggest things I can't emphasize enough is the way you start creates just a huge amount of momentum and have a really clean, tight ending. All of you just did it all by yourself, right? You guys just saw my hand signals and you guys just ended. That can happen with you looking at your partner or your group, but just make sure you rehearse those beginning and endings. Strong beginning, strong ending, okay? Even with the set. So when you're presenting if you're creating your set list, have something a little bit more energy if you want, if that's what you're trying to go for, right? End with a little bit of energy or really, really emotional. So we're gonna talk about basically your set list, right? First and foremost, when you're performing, it's all about you. Okay, no, the crowd doesn't matter. So pick the song, especially if you're only playing one song, that you have the greatest emotional connection with. Okay? Because when you feel the song and you love it and you're so proud of it, it just feeds off, right? When you're confident in what you're playing, it doesn't matter the demographic, it doesn't matter the age, it doesn't matter where you're playing at, make yourself happy. Because at the end of the day, if you're done performing, if you're happy with it, that's all that matters, okay? So that's what I want you to do. I want you to think about a song, keep it in your head, and like, why is it important to you? And then, what are you going to convey with that song, and why is it important, and how are you going to express that to the crowd? Okay. So for example, I like to add stories into my set list, and because I'm a fingerstyle ukulele player, right? At first, I was extremely terrified to perform by myself, right? Fingerstyle just means I play with my fingers, and I have like I play with all 4 fingers, not just my thumb, right? So I have one timbre, I have one instrument with me, and it was extremely daunting for me to be up here all by myself. I'm like, I'm just a ukulele player with 12 frets or 15 frets. How am I going to be captivating? So I started to bring in stories, right? Like, this song means this to me because of this, right? And this is why I'm going to play it, right? So that's why the emotional connection really, really helps. Because if it means something to you, I promise that they'll feel it. Okay? Now, as far as rehearsing it, very, very important. So once you identified a song that you're going to play, congratulations, you just got married to that set list. You just got married to that song. You're going to rehearse it for the next 3 to 5 days. That's all you're going to do. You're not going to learn any new music. You're just going to keep on running it. It should be like the back of your hand, right? I personally I don't learn any new music if I'm preparing for a set. I identify what I'm going to do. I start to think like, what songs did I learn, and what songs can I play with the most emotion? Whether that be, sadness, grief, happiness, energy. I like a lot of energy, right? And then I be mindful of that and actually write notes about it, what I want to express. And I look at it really quick to remind me while I'm playing. You want this to be autonomous when you're up here, take notes for yourself, okay? Okay. We all have a song that we're working on where it has a lot of transitions that we have a hard time playing, right? So when you're rehearsing these songs, I do want you to rehearse them beginning to end, whether you mess up or not. Don't stop, ever. Don't let anybody know that you messed up. Keep on going. Nobody, half the time, most people don't know. Only you know, right? So it's important that you facilitate that, because that's a skill in itself. We're in this realm where we like to record ourselves and we're like, oh, that one's not good. I'm gonna turn it off, start over again. Oh, that one's not good, and then you end up having like 50 different videos of yourself trying to record that one song. We all have that, right? Like my memory is full right now with that. But when you play live, that's not the case. You don't have that luxury. So you have to practice how you play. You have to continue to rehearse it. Rehearse that and be prepared that you might mess up. That's part of playing. And that's the fun part about this, is that I can easily put on a track, put on some Bruno Mars or whatever you guys listen to, and you know it's not going to mess up, but that's not fun. The fun is the human part of that. There's an unpredictability about all of this, right? So know that you might mess up and congratulate yourself for pushing yourself a little bit, right? If you messed up, that means you're stepping out of your comfort zone. Congratulations. This gets easier the more times you do it. Okay? Okay. I'm going to get a little bit into technique right now. Just to get you guys moving a little bit again. Alright? We're going to use the same chord pattern, C, G, A minor, F. And I'm going to give you guys a nice little intro. I'm going to give you things that you can take and use them if you want. If you don't want to use them, you don't have to. But basically what I always do is when I walk on stage, I greet the crowd, I smile, I don't talk. I start playing immediately. And I usually will give myself some kind of intro. So I like to do what's called like a feather strum. Just going down and up. Yeah. Let's switch to G. All together. weren't perfect, but it sounded good. We all didn't end on the same part, and that's the human element of this, right? But I will literally do that. One, it gets rid of my anxiety when I walk up and I don't talk, and I can just start playing. One, check the sound. Two, just get the jitters out, right? Give yourself that little space to make some noise, get some movement in, smile at the crowd, right? And that's a great way to do it. It's just you get everybody's attention, right? Check this out. So we have a term in music called modulation. And it basically is just a fancy term for us moving keys. This is in the key of C. And I'm not going to get too intricate into it, but I'm going to show you how to move into a different key, but giving yourself this intro. So I'm going to move from C, G, A minor, I'm going to do it by myself, to F. And then I'm going to show you going into a completely different key that shouldn't work, but ends up working. So this will be my intro. I'm going to play a fingerstyle arrangement that I've been working on all week. I'm just happy to be here and to play for you. Right? Those chords together, they crunch a little bit, right? They shouldn't go together, but if you break it up with your voice, now the audience completely forgot where you're at, and now is thinking about you, and then now moved on to the new song. So I invite you, the next time you perform, take your favorite chord pattern, and just strum it, and just get the jitters out. Honestly, it really does help your anxiety. It really does. You don't have to worry about singing, you don't have to worry about anything, you don't even care how it sounds, because you can adjust that after you're done doing the intro, and then say what you need to say, get used to being up here, and then play what you need to play. Okay? Any questions? Let's look at something a little bit different, right? Yeah. I know, ukulele isn't teaching this. No, ukulele. Yeah, Chris Fujigami isn't teaching this. Let's play some drama. Okay, alright. Yeah? Plug in any other virtuoso in there, they ain't teaching this.
You don't need to compare, you're on your own league.
They didn't even make me a name tag. Everybody else has a name tag?
I didn't have a name tag.
You wearing one now?
Yeah, Yoshi made me one. Yeah.
Let's play a little violin for Kimmy.
Yeah, play me a little. Alright, let's talk about crowd engagement really quick. Very important. If you smile at one person, you smile at the entire crowd. Pick that one person and just keep on smiling at them. For me, I was right, but even better, on the big stages, people think those are the most daunting or the most scary. But to be honest, when the lights are hitting you, you can't see anything, right? So at Port Townsend, when I was performing Bernadette, I was smiling. Everybody's like, oh, you have a nice smile. I'm like, oh, I'm freaking out. There's a large crowd out there and I can't see any of you, right? But they perceive it, the crowd feeds off your energy. That's what I'm really trying to get off, right? Get out there. Crowd feeds off your energy, whether you're comfortable or not. Be big, take up space, walk around, look at certain people. That is so entertaining. Right? It doesn't matter what you play, honestly. Most of my arrangements, a lot of my arrangements in the beginning were extremely simple, but I was just able to deliver them really with a lot of emotion and a lot of charisma, right? So it's more about building the confidence to be yourself. That's what this is about. Just be yourself up here, whatever that means to you. Build that persona a little bit, Okay. Before we bring Bernadette up. Performance anxiety. Performance anxiety. Who here gets nervous before they play? That's me. I get so nervous. Everybody's like, it doesn't seem like it. I'm like, really? Because I'm sweating. My whole back is wet right now. Right? But it's all about fake confidence is still confidence, right? Fake charisma is still charisma. If you're up here doing it, you're doing it, right? So it's like, fake it till you make it. I'm like, no, I've just been faking it. And it's like, you don't make it, you just fake it, you know? Sometimes it doesn't go away. But for me, what's really helped is change the dialogue in your head, right? Like how often do you, like, we all fixate on that one time we messed up. And sometimes it's like 1 or 2 notes. But think about it at the grand scheme of your entire song. That's less than 1% of your song, but you're gonna fixate on that 1%? Like, come on. Give yourself a little bit of credit. You don't walk around and be like, you messed up on that spot. Like, why are you gonna do it to yourself? Right? Like we're so critical on ourselves, but just be happy that you're up here and doing it. The anxiety part, I also get, like I start to breathe heavy, or like breathe really fast and short, and I start to sweat. What's that? Or not breathe at all, right? And like that's basically your fight or flight system kicking on, right? You're about to do something extremely terrifying. So instead of like, oh my god, I'm scared, I can't breathe, I think to myself like, oh, I'm breathing like this because my body wants me to have all the oxygen to my brain so I can give a good performance. So I'm like changing that little dialogue in my head, that little voice that's saying like, you're gonna mess up. And so again, change that dialogue. Like if I do mess up, at least I put myself up there. You know, you miss every opportunity you don't take. You really do, right? Okay. And then the last part is, okay, before we bring Bernadette up, I wanted to say this about telling stories. So I started playing ukulele again. So I started when I was 14, and I played professionally for a good while, until I was like 22, 23. Took a hiatus for like 7 years, didn't touch the ukulele at all until 2019. And I started, yeah, and it was like, it's an emotional story. But like, I picked it up again because I was going through my divorce, and I felt like nobody would listen to me, like my problems. So I'm starting to cry right now. It's okay. So the ukulele was the only solace I got, because I felt like when I played, performing for people, this is the only time they listen to me. The story wasn't, I'm not trying to get at that story, like that is a true story, but what I'm trying to say is the crowd loves when you're vulnerable, right? When you connect with people, when you're being a human, when you do mess up. Like people love that, right? So embrace it. Like we're people just love you being you, right? You didn't come here to have Dr. Dre or Bruno Mars give a thing. You came here for me, right? There's only one of me out of billions of people that have existed on this earth. Embrace that a little bit. Okay? So, yeah. Whew. Bring it all in. Whew. Any questions?
We're glad you
Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, so when you're planning your set list, very important, know the crowd, but also make sure that you're happy first, okay? Make sure you're playing something that you love, convey that to the audience, tell a little story about it, how it connects, why you're playing it, why you're here if you want to, and then get right to it. Again, the stories, get to the point real quick, right? Know what you need to say it, deliver it, let it sink in, start playing. Shall we play?
Yes, we shall. This one or the
We'll do Fly Me to the Moon.
Okay, well, we're gonna do that again?
Yes.
Change it up?
I want to demonstrate a little bit. Fly Me to the Moon. I'm not gonna play melody. I'm gonna play rhythm. The rhythm player to me is the most important, along with the bass player, is the most important, like, yes.
Except for Bernadette.
Yes. So I want you guys to know that if you're like, oh, all I do is strum, that literally is so important. And you control the lead player. So if you're singing, right, and if you speed up, the singer's gonna speed up with you. You have to hold down that time. It's very, very important. You have the ability, like I'm kind of like including everything, bringing it all together. Big takeaway, everything you learned today, right? What she was saying, or what Donna was saying. Where was I going with this? My ADD just kicked in.
Rhythm,
I was thinking like, damn, that food smells good.
Yeah. No, like the rhythm anchors it.
Oh,
It
yes.
really anchors it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it anchors it. So you have the ability to make it more of a swing, make it slower, and it's your job as a rhythm player to read the crowd, right? To understand what's going on, and change it up, right? I can sit here and strum. Honestly, the melody by itself, look how boring like Fly Me to the Moon is. Okay.
That wasn't that boring.
But okay,
I want to sound boring.
okay. All right. I can do it better. Wait.
Is that where you're gonna go with the chords?
Yes.
Makes it interesting because now you're not just playing single notes.
But if I played that non-stop, you'd be like, all right, Timmy, we get it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a couple of notes. But if I can swing it, if I can bring in all the techniques that you learned today, that rhythm section becomes so important. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to do just different inflections, different things. And I can teach individually afterwards if you want to learn like a technique that I did of how important that is and how much more dynamic two ukuleles can really be, right? There's no bass. There's no percussion, no guitar. We are literally playing in the same register, so we have very limited notes. But that rhythm is so important. Yes. Now I play high G. Ready?
Yeah, are you gonna give me an intro or just start right on the note?
We're starting on the note.
Okay.
2, 3, and I take my thumb, the pad of my thumb, very, very soft, very fleshy, and I'm slapping the fretboard. Let's all do that together. Let's mute the strings. Be kind of gentle with it. You want to slap it and kind of turn away, like you're still strumming it. Okay? That's a very jazz, it's a very jazz progression to do something like that, but it takes the dynamic down a little bit and gives it a softer sound. Why is that important? Again, when you're playing ukulele, you're limited with the amount of sound you have. The more techniques you bring in to give it more sound, the better. Okay? So that's one. And then all I was doing to swing it, I was just doing down and then up. Just like how you strum but with a thumb. And what's going to happen is if you have a nail and you come up with your nail, it's going to give you a little bit more accent. So you're going to go down and turn up. That's exaggerated, you don't have to do that much, but so you get it. Yeah. Let's do, just hold the G, or excuse me, the C chord. And just, let's do the pad. Down. Nice and soft. Go more towards the fretboard, not towards the sound hole. That's going to give it less volume. Right? Now we're going to go down and up. Again, that's just something a little bit different. The ukulele itself is going to give... Am I going over time? Yeah, one more time.
Well, it's now in the artist performance time.
Oh.
It's okay.
Oh, we're done. Speaking to you? Nope, we're done. We're gonna have you play with us.
Yes.
Same chord, C, G, A minor, F.
Yes.
In Roman numerals?
Yes. 1, 5, 6, 4. C, give me a C. Give me a G. A minor. F. Okay, perfect. Now let's do a whole note, musical term, for one note that lasts for 4 beats. Not 4 separate beats, no, one note let it ring for 4. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, switch, 1, 2, switch, A minor, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now half notes. Ready, go. 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Now quarter notes. 1, 2. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And then once he steps into the chorus, we'll switch into a strumming pattern. Down, down, up, down, down. But if you're more on the beginner level, then stay in any of the intro level parts. So we're gonna do whole notes. Every 4. Half notes. 2 beats. Quarter notes. And then 8 notes. 8 notes is down, note, down, note, down, note, down, note. And you'll see me.
Yeah. Let's go.
We can start, right? Ready? 1, 2, ready, hold on. 2, half notes. 2,
Wow. Very good. Oh, my turn. Wow! Certainly does. Yeah. You guys play. I didn't even get a name tag. Oh yeah, never mind.
You got a custom made one from Art.
It's second hand.
It's better because it was Yoshi.
Yes, thank you, Yoshi.
So we're gonna do a jam session, but there's actually Timmy's son outside. So can we get the books and sit outside at the tables? And that way we'll be ready for when dinner's ready. Yeah. Is that okay? So let's take a 15-minute break and then we'll start jamming and then I'll check in on dinner and give you guys an update. Cool. See when it'll be ready. Because our rice cooker broke, so my mom was like making the rice.
She cooked it to death.
Totally a family affair.
A lot of cooking.
Were you sweating after too?
Oh yeah, I was sweating profusely.
How do you post on
Oh, really?
getting?
I thought we were the meeting.
Sorry? Post on, like, when you do
One side, right? Weird side.
what's the actual
Yes. You want to hear what it sounds like?
Yeah.
Sounds really terrible.
To our group.
I was wondering if
So you can work you keep
Yeah, we're gonna take, the other crate is downstairs, so we'll take it
Back home, you know, but you can keep going down there.
Are there any other books that are up here? We should check and see if there's one.
Does somebody have the book?
Any other books? Yeah, there's one.
Yeah, it's like, that's what I did for like 20 years.
Does somebody have that book with very comfortable?
Yeah, there's one here.
But it's
I have your phone, okay? In my pocket.
Oh, the table.
If you have a battery pack, it's kind of
you just try to
It's nice out there, we should have. I put my jacket on.
oh wow, music is
Yeah, come back in, yeah, that's why I grabbed mine. Okay.
Close your eyes. Send your back and your space. Practicing. So I practiced that.
I'm gonna take the bass down.
You have to do it without a drum.
Thank you.
That low is great.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Thank you for joining us.